Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to meet with me today. And I apologize about this line. The projector has decided to be difficult. Now, as you may know, we are experiencing a recurring problem with the current company employee mileage policy. I've asked you here today to propose a short-term solution and a long-term solution to address these issues. I'll begin by evaluating the current company mileage sheets. As you can see, the current mileage sheets include areas for the date, the client and description, total miles, normal commute miles, reimbursable miles, total expense reimbursement, employee signature, and office manager approval. Now, all of these areas are basic and they do not adhere to the current IRS mileage recommendation guidelines. In addition, they also add difficulties to the payroll processing. Currently, employees are required to physically come into the office each week to deliver their completed mileage sheet before payroll can be processed. In order to resolve these, I am proposing a two-phase solution. Phase 1 is comprised of modifying the current mileage sheet, which you have just seen, and it is composed of 4 steps, including the development, preparation, production, training, and implementation. The modified mileage reports will include areas for the date, destination, business purpose, starting and stopping odometer readings, miles per trip, and additional expenses. I have included an example template of what our modified mileage sheet will look like. As you can see, on top is all of the areas that I have just previously mentioned. So the date, the destination, business purpose, starting and stopping odometer readings, miles this trip, and expenses, including an area to list the type of expenses such as gas, oil, tolls, etc. There's also a section for the weekly total and total year to date. The benefits from this phase include meeting the IRS guidelines for the mileage by adding the areas such as the starting and stopping odometer readings, which we currently do not have, increased accuracy, as employees are currently guessing and trying to fill out their sheets from memory at the last minute at the end of each week, and it has become a common occurrence around the office. And it will also support future company growth through the addition of the employee manuals, and it will be much more accommodating to the addition of new employees at the company. I have laid out a rough budget for this phase, which is itemized and broken down into professional and administrative time, printing costs, salaries and wages. I've allocated 10 hours towards the mileage sheet production and 6 hours to the employee manual production. It's estimated $100 will be spent for the printing of the mileage sheets and $150 spent for the printing of the employee manuals. I've also allocated a total of 28 hours for the employee training, which will include training of all employees. And as you can see, the approximate cost for phase 1 is roughly $2,000. Phase 2 is composed of a GPS application, which will be utilized by all employees' cell phones and the GPS location services. It is composed of 4 stages: the development, preparation, production, training, and implementation. This GPS application will automatically record each employee's date, location, and miles traveled, and in addition, it will automatically transmit mileage reports each week directly to the office. Now, the benefits for this phase include that it will also meet the IRS mileage guidelines, as it will also include the areas such as starting and stopping odometer readings. It supports future company growth, as it will be much more accommodating as the company grows with the addition of new employees or the addition of clients and the number of job sites that are currently being worked on. Payroll will be streamlined as everything will be electronically sent directly to the office. We'll not have to wait for employees, and it will also eliminate paper logs since the employees will no longer have to drop them off and everything will be electronic. This will also free up storage space that is currently being used to keep all of these paper logs on file. I've laid out a rough budget for Phase 2, which is also itemized and broken down into the professional and administrative time, the printing cost, and salaries and wages. 35 hours are estimated for the development and design of the GPS app, and 90 hours are estimated for the programming of the application itself. 6 hours is allocated for the employee manual production, and $150 is allocated for the employee manual. 56 hours is allocated for the employee training, which again will consist of all employees being trained. And the approximate total cost of Phase 2 will be roughly $7,500. Thank you for your time, and I will now be taking questions. Yes?
How long do you project each phase will take?
I'm estimating Phase 1 to take roughly 1 week from development through implementation, and Phase 2 will take roughly 1 month from development through implementation. Any other questions? Yes.
What is the difference in time frame between Phase 1 and Phase 2?
Phase 1 is for immediate implementation, and it is the short-term solution. Phase 2 is for future implementation, and it is the long-term solution. Any other questions? Yes.
How are we going to ensure proper employee implementation?
We can ensure proper employee implementation, as I previously mentioned, through the training of the employees and the employee manuals, which we will have printed for easy reference. And Phase 2 will also consist of a beta test period where select employees will utilize the app so that we can ensure that they were trained correctly and so that we can work out any problems that may arise with the GPS app. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you for your time.